Washington's hat, imagine that. Washington's hat.
On Christmas Day, 1776, General George Washington was up to his tricks. He had an idea, it would revolutionize the way to win the war with a secret surprise. He called his troops to the banks of the Delaware, put on a crazy hat, and let the soldiers stare. It was a silly secret weapon, but soon you'll see how a hat brought the colonies a victory.
Washington's hat, imagine that. Washington's hat.
They struggled with the boats, though it would have been nice if they had taken the bridge to avoid the ice. It was a Kodak moment, so a painter painted that while George stood tall in his silly hat. Then he said to the artist, "If you will, please paint my portrait for the dollar bill." That night, while the Hessians were turning and tossing, they should have looked for George at Washington Crossing.
Washington's hat, imagine that. Washington's hat.
At last they came to Trenton and divided into groups. George had given orders to surround the Hessian troops. That's when he went knocking on the Hessian general's door, who took a look at George's hat and laughed till he was sore. Powerless and giddy, this is what he said: "I cannot fight a man who's wearing that atop his head." And so he gathered his belongings after gathering his wits, gave his sword to George and said, "I call it quits. It's too cold and dark to fight," he said. "Besides, I'd rather chat. Now, what on earth possesses you to wear that silly hat?"
Washington's hat, imagine that. Washington's hat.
Washington leaned forward and whispered in his ear, "That's a military secret. I can't reveal it here." The Hessians thus surrendered, caught in George's trap. 'Twas a victory for the colonies and a feather in his cap.
Washington's hat, imagine that. Washington's hat.
George fought many battles. Everywhere he'd go, the enemy dropped their guns to tease him so. His silly hat befuddled them. All they ever did was double over, laughing, screaming, "Who's he trying to kid?" Later, in Yorktown, where the war was won, George tipped his hat when they cheered for what he'd done. It's been said he wore that chapeau everywhere he went. Some believe that's how he got to be the president. Father of our country, noble diplomat. Is it safe to say we're here today because of George's hat?
Washington's hat, imagine that. Washington's hat.
Now the moral of the story, in case you didn't know, it's okay to wear a silly hat when playing in the snow. And don't be too concerned about what others think and do, when you might have a better way of doing something new. Just think of General George and all the glory he begat. The man who crossed the Delaware beneath the silly hat.
Washington's hat,